Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now Ethereum is playing out that bullish divergence pattern that I talked about yesterday on the channel. And we still have this Ethereum chart showing us that a massive move is still coming sometime soon, while the Ethereum estimated leverage ratio is still at record highs. This is definitely something that all Ethereum holders should be paying attention to, so make sure you stick around to the end of this video so that you don't miss out on any of this important information. And just before we jump into it, you might as well leave a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe with notifications turned on for more updates just like this every single day. But with all of that out of the way, let's get straight into what this video is about. So right here, we're on the Ethereum to US dollar chart on the 2-hour time frame. And first of all, just giving you a quick recap for anyone new to the channel. Around 3 to 4 days ago, I talked about this symmetrical triangle pattern, also known as a horizontal triangle pattern. And of course, we broke to the downside, which was setting up a technical price target towards this low at just above 2.9k. But yesterday on the channel, I said that we were forming this bullish divergence that could prevent Ethereum actually heading down towards that previous low at around 2.9k. Because as I mentioned yesterday, when Ethereum was at around 30.50, I said that this bullish divergence means that in the shorter term, we are due to see reduced selling pressure, which can either mean a bit of sideways price action or a move back to the upside. And an example of a previous bullish divergence here on this chart was right back here. As you can see, we saw some lower lows, but we saw higher lows in the RSI, meaning that we are due for another move to the upside potentially. So that brings us up to today, and right now we are playing out that move to the upside as expected. But here on the 2-hour chart, we are getting close to overbought territories in the 2-hour RSI, meaning that we could be due for a bit of a short-term cool-off, especially if we do enter into overbought territories, because another example of this happening was right back there. And as I just mentioned, that was after we saw a bullish divergence and a move to the upside. And so because of that, we will due for a little bit of a short-term cool-off. Obviously, I'm not saying that's guaranteed, but that could be a likely scenario in the immediate short term as we enter towards overbought territories once again. On top of that, if you're looking at the Fibonacci retracement tool from this high at around 3.4k approximately down to this recent low at around 30.50, right now at the time of filming this video, the price of Ethereum is running into the golden pocket, which is the most important Fibonacci level, and that is coming in at around 3,270 approximately. So if the price of Ethereum can start breaking above 3,270, then I'll be targeting this line of resistance again, which is coming in at around 3,340, and of course we still have some resistance at around 3.4k. And what's also important about 3.4k is that is the top band in the Bollinger Bands indicator here on the 12-hour time frame for Ethereum. And you'll notice here over the past 1 to 2 days, the price of Ethereum has seen a successful bounce from the bottom band in the Bollinger Bands indicator here on the 12-hour chart, coming in at around 30.50 once again. So for the time being, Ethereum is actually in some sort of consolidation range here until we can finally see a break above 3.4k or a break below around 3,000. And also what we're seeing right now in the Bollinger Bands indicator is the fact that they are squeezing together, which in most cases means that there is a massive move coming sometime soon, and that move will likely go in the direction of whether we break that point of resistance that I just mentioned or that point of support that I just mentioned. So pay attention to those levels. And if you want to know some of my next Ethereum price targets, depending on whether we break resistance or support, first of all, if the price of Ethereum can break above that 3.4k level on this bounce pretty much, then that there would play out a W pattern, also known as a double bottom pattern, which is a bullish pattern. And in that case, if we can see a confirmed break above 3.4k, then that will set up a technical price target towards around 3.9k, close to 4,000. And just looking at some Fibonacci levels to the upside, we've got the 23.6% Fibonacci level coming in at around 3.4k, which is very interesting. Above that, we have the second most important Fibonacci level, which is the 38.2% Fibonacci level, and that is coming in at just underneath 3.7k. And then the most important Fibonacci level to the upside, if we are to begin a reversal from here, is the golden pocket, and that's coming in at around 4.1 to 4.2 thousand. But if Ethereum sees some sort of rejection in the shorter term, and if we play out some more bearish price action, which is technically a possibility that we still need to consider, then in that case, I would still be focusing on this golden pocket on the daily charts for Ethereum when you draw the Fibonacci levels from the July low up to the all-time high for Ethereum. And so this places the golden pocket just above 2.9k, which we already have seen a successful bounce from that level, confirming it as support. And just before we talk about this important Ethereum chart, we first need to talk about this important Ethereum chart. I have already talked about this chart over the past few days now on the channel, so the subscribers would already know about this chart. But for the new viewers on the channel, what we have been doing is comparing the current day price action to all of these previous market lows for Ethereum. And this same sort of trend or bottom formation or whatever you want to call it plays out time and time again over years worth of price history for Ethereum. Pretty pretty much what we see a lot of the time in the price action, first of all, is either a double bottom or sometimes a triple bottom, and most of these lows in the market are either horizontal lows or higher lows. And leading up to the price bottoming out, of course, while we're seeing bearish price action, we are seeing a downtrend in the daily RSI almost every single time here, and then the moment the daily RSI for Ethereum starts breaking that downtrend with a breakout above this descending line of resistance, that is when we really start to confirm a trend reversal back to the upside in the price action. As I just said earlier, this is absolutely nothing new for Ethereum. We've seen this happen time and time again, and we are seeing Ethereum play out this again right now. As you can see, we have been in a downtrend in the daily RSI and in the price action. Also, if you're looking in the shorter term, we have formed a double bottom here with slightly higher lows, while the daily RSI is potentially beginning to break out of this downward sloping resistance line, but we haven't seen a confirmation just yet. Ideally, what we need to see is some daily candle closes where we see closes of the RSI above this downward sloping resistance line, and ideally putting in some new higher highs and higher lows. Once we start seeing those sort of things play out in the daily RSI for Ethereum, and especially once we start seeing some higher highs in the price action for Ethereum, according to Ethereum's history, those are some of the strongest signals to tell us that a trend reversal is beginning, which is basically the beginning of a new uptrend here on the daily chart. But right now, once again, we haven't seen the confirmation just yet. Now, taking a quick look at the Ethereum estimated leverage ratio, which is represented by the purple line right here, and as you can see, it is still sitting in record highs, which means there's still a massive amount of open interest active on exchanges relative to the amount of Ethereum that is on exchanges. Usually, anytime we see a major spike to the upside in the estimated leverage ratio for Ethereum, that comes just before we see a major trend reversal. For example, back in around May 2021, just before we saw the crash during May, we saw a lot of open interest that was still in the market, and then when we began to play out the crash, that flushed out a lot of open interest, which dumped the price of Ethereum to the downside with it. But as the price of Ethereum was continuing to go to the downside over June and July, the estimated leverage ratio, so basically the open interest relative to the Ethereum on exchanges, was continuing to increase into the end of July, which was when we saw a major short squeeze, which pushed the price of Ethereum to the upside over the next month pretty much until we saw another consolidation. And right now, we are simply seeing a very similar thing to what we saw back in July. As you can see, the price action going to the downside, while the Ethereum estimated leverage ratio is going to the upside, seeing a massive spike, which means this is still possibly building up to a major short squeeze coming sometime soon. Unfortunately, this chart does not tell us exactly when that will happen. It simply shows us that we are building up to a possible short squeeze like what we saw back in July. Now, taking a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart here on the daily time frame, and right now we are running into this point of resistance coming in just below 41% dominance. So if the Bitcoin dominance sees a major breakout to the upside above 41%, and especially if we start putting in some new higher highs, then that would actually be bearish for the altcoins, at least compared to Bitcoin. But if the Bitcoin dominance sees another rejection from this point of resistance and we continue playing out some bearish price action, then in that case, the altcoins on average would be outperforming Bitcoin. And something else that we need to be paying attention to as well is the Nasdaq here on the daily time frame, because right now, over the past 2 months approximately, we have been seeing a sell-off in the tech stocks, which is obviously bearish for crypto. The last time anything like this happened was back in September, and of course that was also when crypto was looking bearish. And the last time the Nasdaq was really bullish, that was during the month of October, and during that exact same month, crypto was also really bullish. So realistically speaking, it's unlikely that Bitcoin and Ethereum will see a full recovery while the Nasdaq is still in a correction. So ideally, for those of us in crypto at the moment, we need to see some sort of bounce in the stock market, because if the Nasdaq sees a full recovery up to all-time highs and beyond, then it's very likely that crypto will be playing out a similar thing. And if you want to get extra updates throughout the day on the crypto markets, make sure you follow me over on my Twitter, and the link to my Twitter is in the description down below and also in the pinned comment. If you found any parts of this video useful or simply enjoyed it, please make sure to leave a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, you might as well subscribe with notifications turned on so that you're not missing out on any of these important updates that I post every single day. And as always, I appreciate every single one of you here on the channel. I can't thank you enough. And before you click off, you might as well check out one of these uploads if you haven't already. But anyway, that is everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.